What if I told you that one single decade of your life has more power over your financial future than all the others combined? Well, today we're exploring this powerful idea, that the choices you make in your 40s have this massive, almost irreversible impact on whether you retire comfortably or totally stressed out.
Okay, so to get our heads around this, let's start with a story. I want you to picture two brothers. They had the exact same start in life, same house growing up, same schools. They even landed in similar careers, making pretty much the same salary. On paper, every single advantage was identical.
But you fast forward to age 65, and wow, their lives look like they're from different planets. One brother is a millionaire with a paid-off house totally free. The other guy, he's working part-time at a store just to cover his bills, living with this constant financial anxiety. So you have to ask, what happened? The big split didn't happen in their 20s or their 50s, it happened almost entirely in their 40s. See, that one decade acts as this incredible point of financial leverage. It's where small, everyday choices start to create these enormous, lasting gaps. And it all boils down to three unique forces that only converge during this one specific window of your life.
First off, you hit your peak earning power. The actual number of dollars you're making is likely the most you'll ever see. Second, you still have just enough time for the magic of compound interest to really work for you. A dollar invested at 40 can literally quadruple by 65. And third, and this one's a game changer, those huge life expenses like childcare finally start to level off. This creates a potential surplus for the very first time. It is the perfect storm of financial opportunity.
Now, what's so fascinating about this slide is just the unforgiving math. Take a look at that first bar. If you consistently save 15% from age 40 on, you land at a very comfortable $1.35 million for retirement. Awesome. But look what happens if you just ease up a little. Saving only 5% in your 40s and then trying to play catch up later. You're left with just $780,000. Even if you get super aggressive and save 20% after you turn 50, you still fall way short. That lost compounding time, it's just gone forever. This really hammers home why that decade is so incredibly important. So, if this decade is so crucial, what are the actual decisions that can make or break your retirement? Well, there are 5 key areas. Think of them as 5 forks in the road that can each have $1 million impact on your future. Let's start with the absolute biggest one, housing. Upgrading your home in your 40s might be the single most financially significant decision you ever make. And its true cost? Well, it can be pretty staggering.
And here's the psychological trap, right? You see an extra $1,800 a month on your mortgage payment. But that's not what you're really spending. What you're actually spending is the opportunity. That same money invested over 25 years is the $1 million you just traded for a bigger yard. It's a permanent subtraction from your future freedom.
Next on the list, your cars. That urge to ditch the practical family sedan for a shiny luxury SUV, it's incredibly strong in your 40s. But that one choice, with its higher payments, pricier insurance, and more expensive repairs, quietly siphons away hundreds of thousands of dollars from your future self. The third decision is all about your kids. The moment you decide to pause your own retirement contributions to pay for their expensive college education, you're pretty much mortgaging your future for theirs. Here's the tough reality. The kids have their whole careers to recover. You only have this one critical decade left. Okay, now for a different kind of decision. Career risk. Your 40s are often your last real chance to make a strategic jump for a significant raise. Playing it too safe and just staying comfortable can mean leaving hundreds of thousands in potential earnings just sitting on the table. And finally, there's lifestyle inflation. The pressure to keep up with friends and colleagues is absolutely immense, but this quote, it just captures the trade-off perfectly. Resisting that temptation to spend every new dollar you make creates a reward that lasts for the rest of your life. So, let's see how all these decisions actually play out in the real world. We're going to look at a case study of 2 families who started at almost the exact same spot at age 40, but made wildly different choices through that critical decade. Let's break this down. Over here on the left, you've got David and Christine. During their 40s, they upgraded the house, they bought new, nicer cars, and they took on loans for their kids' college.
I mean, each choice seemed perfectly reasonable on its own. Now look at Robert and Jennifer on the right. They stayed in their modest home, bought pre-owned cars, and helped their kids choose affordable state schools. The choices feel small, but look at the result. By age 65, there is a nearly $1 million gap between them. This wasn't about income, it was entirely about a series of small decisions that compounded over time.
So here's the really crucial point. David and Christine didn't actually have a better, happier decade. All the research is clear that the thrill of a new car or a bigger house, it wears off, and fast. They just spent more money, which bought them absolutely no lasting satisfaction, only a future with a lot more limits.
Okay, so what does all this mean for you right now? Well, the good news is that no matter where you are on your timeline, you can take action. Let's break down some next steps based on your current age.
If you're in your 20s or 30s, you have the amazing gift of foresight. Build those savings habits now. Figure out what enough means to you before your income peaks. If you're just entering your 40s, this is it. You are at the inflection point. You need to audit your housing and vehicle costs right now. In your late 40s, it is not too late for bold moves like downsizing. And if you're past your 40s, you just have to focus on what you can still control, like delaying Social Security or working a little longer.
Ultimately, this whole thing really comes down to a choice. And it's not just about money, it's about which version of your future self you are actively deciding to become.
I want you to just picture yourself at 70. On one side, you have the future you intentionally built. You're relaxed, you're secure, you're planning trips, you're helping out family. On the other side, you have the future that just happens. You're anxious, you're constrained, and you're worried about every single unexpected bill. Both of these futures are real possibilities. And this really gets to the core of it all. The difference between those two versions of you at 70 isn't luck, and it's not even really about income. It all comes down to a decade of conscious, intentional choices about your house, your cars, and your lifestyle. It's about trading a temporary boost today for permanent freedom tomorrow. Your 40s are going to come and go no matter what you do. That time is going to pass. So the only real question left is this: which version of you are you creating today?